wanna get away, but I could use some company. If you're alone like me, we could go on a trip. Girl, I wanna see the sun, dive into the deep ocean, dance with you all night long, move as you swing your hips. Let's take a break from the stress and the hate.
Hey, everybody. Hey. It is me, Coach ILLY. I am here in the charge room tonight, in the charge room community and on my page. And not only that, I am on YouTube as well. So go to my YouTube page, The Charge Room, and subscribe so it'll notify you so you will never, ever miss when I am on air for The Charge Room. Yes. So tonight, we're going to talk about something that's very common in most of us. And I want to share about procrastination. I want to talk about procrastination and give you a little bit of tips on how you can minimize that procrastination and just start something and be confident about finishing it. So I just want you to like and share this broadcast. Put some comments, some questions in there so I can help you with different things, different tasks you want to start and help you get to the finish line, because it's all about getting results around here now. We have too many years behind us. Too many years behind us, and we don't have that many years in front of us. So we didn't get it right yet. Yes, it's time to get it right. It's time to get it right because it's hashtag do better season in the charge room. And it's not about where you start, it's how you finish. And if you know that where you're starting is not a place that you want to finish, let me tell you, it's never too late. It is never too late. It is never too late to start over. It's never too late to turn the page to a clean, fresh slate. It is never too late to say yes when you once said no. It is never too late to say yes to you. I say yes to me. Because sometimes, just sometimes, we put ourselves last. And then there's some people that always put themselves last. But this is the time I need you to draw a divine line with yourself and separate yourself from you and all your networks, I want you to get busy and stand up for you and say, listen, I am here and I'm going to stand up for myself and I'm going to take my life back. And taking your life back is making a decision to make the decision to say, I am not going to procrastinate anymore, right? Anymore. So procrastination is about a common phenomenon that most people experience at some point in time in their lives. It's inevitable, y'all. Somebody is going to procrastinate. It refers to the act of delaying or putting off tasks or a responsibility. And people more often do immediate things and wants to do immediate things of pleasure instead of putting or of taking on the task that they really don't feel like being bothered with, right? So while on occasion procrastination is normal, so I'm not saying that but you cannot do it or it's not good, it's not appropriate to do. What it is everyone does it. It's something that comes in and out your mindset, your life. Let me flip back this light. This is annoying me. You how about let me just turn it off. You flip things back in your life, back and forth in your head, and say, I want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't know if I feel like doing this, and we put things off. So as we put things off, we rather do things of pleasure or immediate satisfaction for ourselves versus doing the hard thing or the things that we dread or we don't want to face. So again, procrastination is normal. However, chronic procrastination can give you put you in a place of having negative consequences, right? So we don't want to be in a negative consequence space because it's going to become very dark. It's going to weigh down on us. It's going to get us in a place of putting us in a black hole that we can't crawl out of. And we do not want that. So when we come through, we have to think about things. Okay, let's prioritize, right? Let's prioritize what's more important versus things that we want to rather do because we want to do it. But things that are more important, that kind of will change your mindset. So again, procrastination is normal. Don't think it's not normal because it is. However, chronic procrastination shifts you in a place of having negative consequences on different aspects of your life. So, such as academic performance, work productivity, and personal well being, right? So, here's some things that we're going to talk about tonight about procrastination and including the causes and effects that it may have that you can create strategies to overcome. Here we go. I like to take the problem and not make you the problem, but keep the problem the problem. So if we learn how to communicate with ourselves or communicate with people that are involved in that particular equation at the time where there's a problem, excuse me, what people tend to do is blame each other for the problem. You're the problem. No, you're the problem. And they flip it back and forth, right? No, you're not the problem. They're not the problem. The problem is the problem. So let's deal with the problem. So, right now, tonight, we are talking about the problem called procrastination, right? And we already established procrastination is okay. However, chronic procrastination yields negative consequences. Okay. So understanding procrastination. Procrastination is often rooted from a psychological or behavioral factor. So either you're thinking about it or something in action of that you're doing. So fear of failure or a person that's into being perfect, of perfection, right? Or a lack of motivation or difficulty managing time are some causes of procrastination. So recognizing the underlying reasons behind your procrastination could be the first step to addressing the issue. Remember, you are not the problem. They are not the problem, but stick to the problem. The problem is the problem. So procrastination is the problem. So fear of failure, perfectionism, lack of motivation, and someone having difficulty managing time are some of the causes of procrastination. And just by recognizing these reasons could help you resolve your quote unquote problem quicker. Okay. So let me talk about the procrastination cycle. Okay. Procrastination can become a vicious cycle. And I know some people's friendships or relationships have had real burnout from other people procrastinating, right? Um, so procrastination can become a huge vicious cycle when you delay a task or it leads to increased stress. So remember, I was telling you about the weight that you may put on your shoulders, your back, or your neck, right? That will weigh you down because you're avoiding doing a task that you dread. So again, it's a fear factor. It's a fear factor. And fear, when people are in fear of something, that weight becomes so ugly. But if you just stop and think about what you're doing and walk that thing out, as some people say, unpack it, piece by piece out of your luggage that you're carrying, it will become easier to think about, easier to face, easier to deal with, easier to eliminate it, right? So the first step is recognizing the issue. You always got to recognize what's going on so you can know what's going on and move forward. Right now, you got to analyze it. So it's a cycle. So if this is a cycle, you have to ask yourself, what am I doing that is making me feel that this is heavy or this is rough or getting paranoid about it? Why do you fear this thing? Right? And it's not even real. So fear is also false evidence appearing real. So remember that fear is false evidence appearing real. And if it's false, then it can't hurt you. If it's false, it can't hurt you. Sometimes you just got to shift your mindset. Just shift, take a shift, right? So with that cycle, it leads to increased stress and anxiety. Remember, I just talked about anxiety, making the task seem even more daunting, right? It's like, dag, the more you don't want to do it, the more you talk to yourself and say, dag, I don't want to do it. And it becomes a cycle of really anxiety that you're placing onto yourself. You're doing this to yourself. But to get relief through you have to distract yourself from saying these things. You have to take it on a short-term basis of pleasures. Like you could further distance you from procrastinating, take the task and make it light and make it give it some extra steps that you some people don't like test taking. See, I'm one of those that doesn't like test taking. So what I do because I'm procrastinating to take a test, I won't schedule to take the test. I act like I got a million things to do. I don't feel like taking a test today because taking tests gives me anxiety, right? Or driving sometimes on a parkway will give me anxiety. And if I know I have to go somewhere really far, it's like I just hold it in my head and just let it just give me such stress when I'm like, okay, there's an easier way to do this. And I have to get on a parkway. You want me to get on a parkway? So some of these things are just going through my head and I put it off. That's me procrastinating. But if I say, let me take a different road. Let me call someone to help me out or call someone to walk me through this. Because sometimes at one time I couldn't go across bridges, right? I would sit and cry at the base of the bridge, like I gotta get over this bridge because I gotta go to Queens and I'm in Harlem and I'm like, oh my God. But what I said, instead of crying at the base of the bridge, I said, let me call somebody to talk me over the bridge. So I had that person distract me from the thought that I had to go over this bridge without thinking the bridge is going to break down and I'm going to fall in it. So getting a source of distraction will also help you get through the anxiety for you placing this quote unquote problem in front of you and that you can't get around it. Okay. So now this is the effects of procrastination. Procrastination can have several negative effects in your life, and it can lead you to miss deadlines. You can have a poor academic performance, a poor work performance. You may avoid going to important dates, maybe family reunions or weddings or funerals in your family. It could strain relationships deeply, right? And it can diminish your sense of accomplishment. You could say to yourself, tell just negative self-talk talking to you and say, dag, like, I really want to do this, but I can't. You're telling yourself that you can't do something because of this thing, this problem that you choose not to face. So it makes you procrastinate, put it off, and do something that you more desire to do so you could just keep putting it off, right? So again, the causes of it, the effects of it. This is what happens. People get anxiety because they put all of this stuff in their heads and try to convince themselves, I can't, I can't, I can't. But the effect is you do placing negative thoughts in your mind when all you have to do is stop and unpack the problem. Okay? So overcoming procrastination. Let's talk about some things you can overcome. So take more breaks. So say like again, I have a driving phobia on the parkway. So for the thought for me getting across a bridge coming from Harlem to Queens, and that's in New York for whoever's not in New York. You're coming from Harlem to Queens. I'm coming over the bridge. I gotta call somebody. Talk me over this bridge. So I'm coming over the bridge. So before I feel like I'm gonna hyperventilate, I get off the first exit and rest for 5 minutes. So now I got to go back on. So my thing is, I go back on, get off at the next exit, rest again for another 5 minutes. So something that could take me 20 minutes to get from Harlem to Queens will now take me an hour and 20 minutes because I start, rest, start again on every exit. I'm doing this, but I'm not getting across the bridge, and I'm not getting to my destination. I'm moving forward, but I'm taking baby steps. So again, break up your task. If there's another thing I hate doing, laundry. I will put it off and put it off, and I'll have 6 to 9 baskets of clothes that I have to wash now instead of doing it weekly, right? I'll wait 6 to 2 months to wash some clothes. I do it. I just hate doing laundry. So what happens is that, and it's bad because it's like I have that much clothes. Like that's just bad to me. But anyway, so what I would have to do to break it up, I will have to sit and binge watch a series just so I can finish the laundry. I will do all 9 clothes, fold them up, put them away, but I have to do it while binge watching a series on Netflix. That's the only way I could do my laundry. Other than that, I am putting it off and putting it off till I can't put it off any longer. So again, breaking up the tasks, and I'm trying to hopefully get good examples to help everyone get to a place of I can do this. The goal is I want you to start thinking about things. I want you to start saying I could do this if I take baby steps. Baby steps work, y'all. Baby steps work. So what also you could do is you could set a specific goal, but set a specific timeline. So like me doing laundry, I didn't have a specific goal. I just knew, okay, I'm up to 9 baskets in my laundry room. Girl, wash these daggone clothes, right? It's just like a point of just being trifling now. Like, come on, stop. So I had to say, come on, like, you know better. But I had everything neat. I didn't have my laundry room in a disarray. I didn't have my room in a disarray. I just knew every week I'm got my basket and I'm just dropping it downstairs because I do not feel like washing my clothes. So as these weeks are going by, I was like, okay, check. This is not the laundromat. Just let's get this clothes started. So I have to go on my den, put on my TV, Netflix out, scan it to see who has Sorry, my internet is acting real stupid. So as we setting deadlines, you set the deadline. Okay, I want to lose 5 pounds in the next 6 weeks. You give yourself a reasonable set time. Most times when people create goals, they create something that's really too large for the time period. Be reasonable. Remember, baby steps work. So as you're doing baby steps, you take it slow. Stop being in a rush. Stop having a microwave mindset, because you will start to feel defeated, and then you'll overwhelm yourself, and then you'll say, Dag, I just don't feel like doing this. And that's not the goal. The goal is to start, and the goal is to finish. But to help you out, you got to take baby steps in the middle. And not only that, you got to give yourself permission to allow yourself to take time out, to have patience with yourself, to do this thing. So many times we want something, but we don't give ourselves the patience. We don't allot ourselves the time to say, I'm going to take my time and do this thing. I'm going to take my time and walk through to get to my goal. We don't do that. We always in a rush. Oh, it didn't happen one time. Oh, this is not working. And you throw it in the garbage. Listen, we don't get it right every time. We don't get it right the first time, the second time, the ninth time, the 10th time. But don't give up. Don't take your goal and throw it in the garbage and say, I can't do this. No, just try a different approach. Try a different approach to say, okay, it didn't work this way. That's the evaluation process of it. You set the goal, you figure out the strategy that you're going to use to get there. Then you start working your plan, working your strategy. And then after, say, 3 weeks, and you realize, okay, 3 weeks are passing and I'm not losing any weight. Then you have to check some things out. You have to ask yourself questions. This is the evaluation process. Ask yourself questions. Are you eating fried chicken every day, fried foods every day? Are you eating late at night? Are you drinking a lot of soda? Certain things you have to ask yourself, why is this not working? So you have to ask questions and roll out what your answers are. Are you not applying yourself? Because a lot of times people just want to throw a thought out and they don't apply themselves, and then they expect the results. No, to get results, you got to put in the work. You got to put in the work. So when you put in that work, you will see results. And if you feel that it's not up to your standard, then guess what? Put in some more work. Put in a little bit more elbow grease. And I promise you, you'll get results. So again, you have to break your steps down into smaller steps and then set deadlines. And then another thing you could do, time management, good old time management. And so many people do not have good time management. Did you start on time? Start on time so you can finish on time. That goes with setting specific goals and the deadline. You are not starting on time because you didn't even set yourself a deadline. Come on. Certain things you have to get organized in your life. And time management, I don't care what you do, goes into everything. You got to get to work on time. You got to give events on time. You got to catch your plane on time. You got to catch the bus on time. You got to catch the cab on time, the Uber or the Lyft. Otherwise, it'll tell you, oh, this person will be outside for 5 minutes and then they're going to leave. So you have to be on time. Work out that time management. Use techniques to help you with time management. Set your phone to every 5 minutes to remind you, okay, you have something to do until you do it, because you're going to get annoyed that your phone keep going off every 5 minutes, and you're going to get up and do the task. Sometimes you have to put little small reinforcements to help you get to your goal. Okay, so challenge yourself. Always challenge yourself. Like I said, ask yourself questions. Ask yourself questions. Why is this working? Why is this not working? What did I do last time that it worked versus this time when I'm doing it, it's not working? Challenge yourself. Eliminate all distractions. Some people watch TV just entirely too much. Sometimes too much of nothing is just too much of nothing. Right? Sometimes you have to take a break from some things. And then not only that, talk to yourself and give yourself some praise. Pat yourself on the back. And we don't do that enough because we always take ourselves out of the equation. Another thing you could do is find an accountability partner. Help someone make you accountable. And people don't like accountability partners except for me, like me. I'm going to make sure if this is what you told me you want to get done, I'm going to make sure you get it done. I am that person that say, okay, and I'm going to drive you all the way home because I'm going to make sure you get it done because that's what you told me you want to do. Now, one thing people don't like to do is make themselves self-accountable. They'll act like that. Oh, I didn't do that. No, you did it. So again, develop a proactive mindset, right? So if you want to do something, put all your ducks in a row before you get started. Make a plan, write out the plan and work your plan. To get to your goals, you have to write out your plan, be accountable, put time management in it, set the goal, put a deadline, and execute that thing. If it's not showing up the way you want it to, evaluate the process, stop and re-strategize, and then go again. But never give up, y'all. Never give up. Giving up for me is not an option. And I encourage you not to give up because it shouldn't be an option. Just because it didn't work for you that one time, that doesn't mean that this is the end all. I quit. Don't quit on yourself. Have patience with yourself. Don't quit on yourself. Love yourself. Don't quit on yourself. You could do it. Give yourself a pat on the back. Say, yeah, I could do it. Encourage yourself. There's a song that says, encourage yourself. Don't hate on my singing because I know I can't sing. But guess what? I am motivated and I am encouraging. I'm going to get to that finish line. So I'm encouraging y'all to get to that finish line. And if you need help, hire a coach, hey, like me, to help you get to the finish line. So if you need a coach to help you get to your finish line, contact me, Ilyasa Simpson, aka Coach Illy. That's what coaches are for. You have to invest in yourself to get to where you have to go. Hire a coach. You could reach out to me at www.thechargeroom.com. Make your appointment. Let me help you get to your start and get to your finish. Take procrastination off your belt. Don't let it be a niche on your belt. Take it away, take it back, throw it in the garbage. And remember, it all starts with a thought. So I want to let y'all know I appreciate y'all coming to stop by. And this is all about procrastination and how we're going to stop it. Why? Because it's hashtag do better season. So I'll see y'all next Monday on Mindset Monday. And thank y'all so much for stopping by. Remember, like and share. And don't forget to go to YouTube, The Charge Room, and subscribe. Have a great day.
I wanna get away, but I can